Well, the other early 50s novel that comes to mind, which is not technically a zombie novel, is Jack Finney's The Body Snatchers, which became 4 films called. I think there's been more movies made out of that than any other single science fiction story. But for all intents and purposes, those people are zombies. They're just science fiction zombies rather than Wade Davis zombies.
Interesting. What do you think, Mark?
About zombies?
Yeah, I mean, what we're talking about people being transformed against their will, and where they have this. Well, I don't know, and also just about the history of the genre.
Well, at least for me, zombies are. I'm a huge zombie fan and a big zombie movie fan, and I think primarily of it is coming from film. I think that I view the zombie genre as far more dealing with not so much transformative experiences as death. Zombies are, I'm a purist on zombies. They should shamble, not run, for example. I'm a big believer in that. But and the reason is that the point isn't that they're going to get you because they're clever or smart or anything else. That's the beauty of zombies. They're going to get you because they just never fucking stop, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the whole idea, and that's death. Death is going to get you no matter how clever you are, no matter how smart you are, no matter where you go, death is going to get you. And zombies are going to get you the same way. And I think that's the great appealing power of the zombie film, is that you can watch these amazing struggles with these amazing things, and then these pretty stupid entities, just kind of plodding along, eventually get through. And that's the power. Death is not a very intelligent pursuer. It's just a relentless one that's going to get you in the end.
Yeah, Tennessee Williams once said, "Death doesn't knock; it just comes in the door."
That's right.
Yeah. Well, your zombies aren't quite that stupid, are they?
Well, they're not quite stupid, but they're pretty stupid. I mean, I was enamored of the really frightening, speed zombies from like 28 Days Later that are fast, and they're going to find you and they're going to kill you, and you're not even going to know what happens until it. And I thought, the kind of people that can live through that are armed, and they have bunkers, and they're very serious about what they do. And my characters aren't that. They work at Trader Joe's, and they have, they're overly concerned about their relationships, and they don't really own guns or know how to survive. And so I had to slow the zombies down so that the people could keep up with them.
So you're immediately doing a sort of a new take on a genre that barely exists.
Yes, well, I like to say that the sexuality, because this is my new take, is that it's a sexually transmitted disease, that there's a sort of pheromone thing that makes people horny, and it has to do with how the disease propagates, and I figure the sexualization in zombie stories has been around for a while, but it's been around at a sort of distant, zombie strippers. It's kind of gross, it's kind of funny, it's kind of ironic. It's not really us, and so we can look at it, and it's not our problem, because it's those people making their bad decisions. And I wanted to foreground rather than background the kind of bad decisions that we make in our lives when we're coerced, when we don't know what we're doing, when we get bitten against our better judgment.
All right.
Well, that's what happens. Basically what you're saying is when you get horny, you make bad judgments.
Well, that's actually been studied.
Yeah, I'm sure that is studied.
It's been studied by everyone here.
Sitting up here tonight might have been one of those.
Studied with some eagerness. Yeah. All right.
But the other interesting thing about the early zombies, who's the guy who made I Walked with a Zombie back in 1943?
Jacques Tourneur?
Yeah. Those zombies were metaphors for slavery. They were clearly obedient, automatons who were not really threatening at all. They were frightening, but the movie itself is a different kind of horror movie. And there were a few zombie stories during the 40s in places like Weird Tales. The kind of zombies became essentially killer robots on the hands of some mad scientist. That went away with Romero. The zombies as slave metaphor is pretty much gone from zombie literature and films as far as
So they were autonomous in a certain way at that point.
they became
Fido.
Oh yeah.
Fido,
That's
zombies
true.
as, house
Right.
gardeners.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
fun movie if you don't know